What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tyler. Here we have the sandworm, and today is going to be like my first review series for the week. Last video, in the giveaway video, I said I was going to start doing reviews of the gear and products and everything that I have, so this will be the first of those videos. But before we do that, I'm going to pop in here and let you know who the winner of the giveaway is. So I used ChatGPT to choose the winners of this giveaway, and I did the second place first. So for the winner of the 61 piece, it's going to be Tim Ramirez 6580. That's the username, and I'm going to comment and reply to you guys, and hopefully you guys can reach out to my email. I'll put the email in the description, so reach out and claim your prize. But 61 piece, Tim Ramirez 6580. And then the winner of the 159 piece is going to be Caden Briscoe, is the username. And I'll reach out to these guys, and reach out if you see this video, reach out and send me an email, and I'll get these shipped out on the 7th, which is this Friday. Congrats to that person or those people on the 2 giveaways over here on YouTube. Make sure if you entered the Instagram one to check over there as well. But anyways, today, like I said, we're doing a review, and we are going to be reviewing the Prinsu Roof Rack, and we're going to be checking that out. Anyways, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's roll the intro. All right guys, so some of the things we're going to go over is the install process. We're going to talk about the weight capacity and the usefulness of this. Pretty much the reasons why you would want a roof rack. It's not just for looks. You know, as I'm modeling on it, it does look pretty good, but it's not just for looks, even though I make it appear that way. First, we're going to talk about the install of it though. The install process, you can do this DIY if you believe in yourself and have the knowledge and skills of using a drill, and you know, about 10 drill bits for each hole. There are 6 holes on each side, so 12 holes total that you have to drill out. I don't remember the exact in size, but I used about 10 drill bits, so 10 times 12, you're drilling 120 times. It wasn't bad. You could have a shop do it, but you're going to be looking at $125 to $150 an hour in labor at the time that I did this. So that would have been about $500–600 extra. I decided to study up on some YouTube videos, knock it out myself, and it turned out great. It's in there solid. The worst part, in my opinion, is about this. The worst part about this, in my opinion, installing it yourself, is the fact you have to use a lot of silicone. Because if you don't get enough silicone and you don't put the plus nuts and the drills in correctly, there's a potential your roof is going to leak. So you do want to make sure you take your time, be patient, use a lot of silicone, and make sure you're going to make it leak proof. I didn't really do a great job making a install video on this because I didn't want to make my roof leak, so I took my time. It was more focused on installing it onto the truck than making a video. Hope you guys understand that portion. You know, it's a brand new truck. I don't want it to leak, so I wasn't too worried about the video when it came to this. But install, it's not bad if you have the patience and you're confident. It'll probably take you half a day to do it, honestly, if you're not a professional like me. Next, we can talk about the weight capacity. So weight capacity, obviously I'm able to stand up on here just fine. I can stand on any of these beams that go across. The weight capacity of this Prinsu rack is 1,000 pounds static and then 600 pounds dynamic. So static is going to be like your cargo boxes, a rooftop tent, light bar, things like that. Your dynamic weight is going to be these roto packs over here full of liquid water, gasoline, diesel, whatever you might, store up here. So if you're storing a mix of cargo boxes and, liquid up here, I would just keep in mind that you want to stick around 600 pounds. If you're just doing cargo boxes and nothing that's going to move around when you turn and your weight shifts, 1,000 pounds. Obviously, I've got a cargo box that goes up here. I've got the traction boards, and I've got some roto packs and a fire extinguisher and my light bar, and I'm nowhere near 1,000 pounds. The odds of you reaching 1,000 pounds on this roof rack is so slim. Honestly, I don't even know what you would put up here that would be 1,000 pounds. If you guys know something that's 1,000 pounds that you would put up here, let me know. I don't think anybody's going to actually put a rooftop tent on the roof of their truck. Most people do it in the bed of their truck. So, unless you're putting a rooftop tent, you're never going to hit that 1,000 pound limit up here. Honestly, rooftop tents, I don't even know why I said that. Rooftop tents aren't 1,000 pounds. They're like 100. So don't know why I said that. Disregard that. But anyways, customizability is next. We are able to go and put all types of stuff on here. You can get these T-slot bolts to mount whatever you want. Pretty much, you can even custom fabricate things that you want to mount up here. I've kind of just went with standard stuff like the cargo box, the quick release mounts I have bolted in here, so I can put my cargo box, mount it up here real quick when I need to travel. My cargo box is full of my camping stuff, so when I'm going camping, I toss it up here, lock it in, and majority of my stuff is in that box. I got the traction boards. Those have T-bolts and special plates that go from one bar to the next bar, so I can space them out evenly. So my traction boards are mounted up here, and then I've got roto packs up here as well. Those are mounted with the roto packs mount. And then if we work our way to this side of the truck, you're able to utilize these cutouts right here to mount other things. So that's what I've got the fire extinguisher mounted to. There's a plate for the fire extinguisher that goes here, and then it bolts in the back, and then I can quick release my fire extinguisher like that. And so this is the plate that is mounted to this slot right here. Works perfectly, especially if you have a fire. You can obviously pull this off real quick. And then coming around to the front, each light bar is going to be different depending on what you go with. I have a KC light bar, so my bracket's going to be different than your Baja Designs bracket or Rigid Designs. But there are 3 different holes. I think there's actually 4. I'm covering one up with this mounting plate. But there's 4 holes up here towards the front of the rack. And so you'll put your bracket there, and that's what holds your light bar. So light bar is mounted to the roof rack. You don't have to worry about buying mounts that stick to the roof of your truck. It just mounts directly to the roof rack. So if you're not going to go with the roof rack, then you're going to have to put brackets in your roof anyways. But if you go with the roof rack, it's just a plus of having the roof rack. Your light bar mounts straight to it. And Prinsu even makes a specific wind deflector that's cut out for Baja Designs and Rigid Designs, I believe. So you can keep that in mind. But I wanted the KC lights, obviously. But overall, the usefulness, I've had no issues. I've had no issues with this rack. Like I said, it's sturdy. And I mean, that's all going to depend on your skill to install it. If you install it wrong, it's not going to be as sturdy. But it was actually pretty easy. Honestly, if you have a couple buddies, you guys could knock it out. If there's 2 of you, 2 or 3 of you, one guy doing one side, one guy doing the other side, making the holes. Less than half a day to do this. It took me a little more than half a day just because I was doing it myself and taking my time, making sure I was doing it correctly. But it's been great. There's no noise. I will say there's no noise from it being bolted down. Now, when it comes to highway driving, obviously with the KC lights, there's a lot of wind noise. So keep that in mind. When you put a light bar on there, you are going to get wind noise. It sounds like right now it's not windy out here. If I get on the highway, it's going to sound like there's 50-mile-an-hour winds. That's just it. I will say it doesn't whistle. That would have been a no-go for me if it whistled. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't whistle, but you will have wind noise. And then Prinsu says to measure 7 inches from the top of the windshield back for your first hole. There's actually, I discovered there's some movement, some room to move your roof rack. So you measure that 7 inches, mark it, and then you kind of line up your roof rack there. You see how it looks, and then you can adjust it forward or backward depending on where you want it. There's room to move it. You can move it forward to where the wind deflector sits more towards the windshield. Mine's kind of moved towards back, so mine kind of sits a couple inches behind the windshield, which is what I wanted, because my KC lights, if I were to put this roof rack exactly where Prinsu said to measure it, my KC lights would have been up here instead of back here, and I didn't want that. So there is room to move it. It's probably like an inch or two each way, just due to how they have this designed. Is the plates are curved to go with the roof of the truck. So even though you can move it, there's only so much you can move it, just because these plates are curved for the roof. But quality wise, this thing is great, super light. It's actually it's actually lighter than my light bar. My light bar weighs more than the roof rack does, which is wild. But it's all made out of aluminum, powder coated, solid, super solid build. When you have all the beams going across and the support beams and things, it's super solid, and you can actually get more. So if you guys look up here, there's pre-cut slots for the beams that come with the roof rack, but these cutouts right here, you can add extra support beams if you need them or want to install more things. So you could add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 5 or 6 more up there if you really wanted to. But this thing has been great. Like storage wise, it's been amazing. I've used it. I've seen a lot of people get these roof racks and they don't use them, they just get them for looks. And there's no issue with that. Like the KC lights, I've used them a handful of times on the trails. For me, the lights are mostly looks. I haven't really needed to use them. But roof rack wise, road trips and camping trips, that does help with storage, because it takes up less space in the bed, which allows me to store more things back here that I need better access to. So I can put the stuff that I don't need access to up here, the stuff that I do need quick access to back here. And just because I can't use the cab space, because when I camp, my dogs go with me, so they take up this space. So it just allows more space in the truck. So it's been amazing. But overall, great quality. I haven't had any issues. I know there's other roof racks out there like Victory 4x4, and that's really the only other one I can think of. But Prinsu, in my opinion, has been the best looking one and the best one for my case. So I definitely recommend that, and they're by CBI Off-Road. And if you go to their website, it'll say this roof rack fits 2015 to 2022 Canyons. It actually fits the new generation Canyons. But this is the standard Prinsu roof rack. They do have a Prinsu Pro. I don't know a whole lot of difference between this one and the Pro, other than I think there's like some plates that you can put on there to add color and things like that. But overall, great quality, recommend it. And if you guys like this review, give me a thumbs up, comment down below if I missed anything or if there's anything you want to know, and let me know what I should review next out of all the parts and gear and stuff I've added to the truck. Because at this point I have used everything camping and on the trails, so just let me know. And like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.